All right, hey guys. So I just wanted to do a quick video recap over the call today that we had today with Keisha Bass on hosting live events. So I took a few notes. Of course, for those of you know, my phone dropped towards the end of the call, so I missed maybe like 3 minutes or so of the call as I was dialing back in. But I'm going to share for the most part the gist of everything that I got from the call, and the information that was shared, so that you can be able to go out there and create an event within your local community. So one of the things that Keisha suggested was using a restaurant. That's where she uses her events at, a restaurant that has like a meeting space. And she suggested that you pick a restaurant that's not too big and also that's not too small. You want to have something that you're going to grow out of. And when you're hosting your events, you want to, of course, make sure the room does not look empty. So if you do an event and only 10 people come, and it's a small, a large location, then it looks like, okay, you had an event where there were only, with not a big show up, or show out of guests. So you definitely want to keep that in mind when you're looking to do events, the size of the venue, okay? And then also she suggested posting your events on Eventbrite, and then also on Facebook, okay? And then on Eventbrite, right, if you're doing your events and you're partnering with someone else that's within DS Domination, it will give you an option to have like an affiliate link or so, where you can each promote that event out, and you would get credit, or you would know, who invited that person to the event, whose guest that is. And then she also suggested at the live event making sure you have a sign-in sheet, and that sign-in sheet, will, get their contact information. So definitely their name, last name, who invited them, etc. And then one of the other things that she did was she created a Facebook group for local DS Domination members, not just Unit of Prosperity, but for members within her area. So, like for example, I'm in Atlanta, so I might create an event for DS Domination Atlanta, people, right? So that way we can all get together, connect, and each promote that event. And some of the supplies that she suggested, having with, of course, your sign-in sheet, making sure you have a screen and even maybe a projector, to do a presentation using like, PowerPoint. So during the presentation, you want to, do the presentation, and in that presentation, you want to share your story. Whatever your story is, whatever success you've had in DS Domination, put your story together. Like for me, my story would be, how I made $3,500 within my first 90 days within the company, and, how I struggled online before. That type of thing, unless you have like someone, of course, in your area that you can leverage, like, Reginald or Keisha, and you can leverage their success story. So if you're going to be the person that is going to be hosting the event, it's your success story that you're using. You want to make sure there's someone else there that can actually introduce you, someone else there that could actually edify you, okay, as the featured speaker for that night. Share your story and how you got started, all that stuff, and what DS Domination has done for you. And she mentioned that she had some PowerPoint slides, that they weren't all professional, but we all know, it doesn't have to be perfect. You could just improve along the way. So she's going to get those sent over to me, or either post them in the group. I'll make sure you guys all have access to that. And then I'm also going to look into the big group, Unit of Prosperity, and see if there's one that I see out there. I could have sworn at one point in time that I saw a PowerPoint slide presentation. So I will look and see if I see that. And she's also checking with Reginald, because Reginald does have one, and seeing if we can actually get access to that now. And so you share your story, and then you're going to show the video. So that would be a PowerPoint presentation, or maybe even, something from, I guess you could even use like Roger's video. You could share that. So, and explain, this is the exact video that I saw before, I joined DS Domination, etc. And one of the things that she suggested, which I thought was a very great idea, is if you have your team members there or other people who are within DS Domination, is to get out there and share your live testimonials. But you want to start with the customer side first. Have those who have gotten, been in DS Domination get up there and share, their experience from being a customer, their testimonial, and what being a customer looks like for them. And then you can have some other people who are affiliates get up there and share their story. And then you can also do screenshots, and we all know, screenshots are within our UOP group. So that's one of the things that you want to take advantage of. You can add that to your PowerPoint presentation. The next thing is you want to share the affiliate side of the opportunity of the business. Okay, so with the affiliate side, I believe there is there's in the presentation there's a hypothetical, I think that's how you pronounce it, what the average commissions look like. So you want to be able to share that, and that would be, hopefully all this information will be in the PowerPoint slide when I get it all over to you, but this is just the flow of how she currently does her events. Okay, so, and at the end of the event, one of the things she mentioned is that she doesn't open it up to questions and answers. She tells the guests to get back to the person who invited them if they have any questions. Okay, and then another tip that she suggested was having applications for them there to sign up. Having that physical piece of paper in your hand takes it to a whole nother level of commitment, right? And of course, yeah, I was in Organo Gold, and I've been in other companies where that was done, where you get that application there tonight. So that's like she said, incorporating some of the successful things that have been done within other companies. She's just modeling some of their systems, taking what works and applying it to the DS Domination business. And the other thing was, she currently does her events on Tuesday nights at 6:30, making sure you have a flyer. And she suggested, one of the things she was going to make a change in her flyer is putting, registration starts at 6 o'clock. The event is at 6:30. So, things of that sort. And then you just want to make sure you continue to rinse and repeat when you make the commitment to start holding events. Making sure that you're consistent. If you're going to do it weekly, then make sure you do them weekly, twice a month or once a month, whatever it is that you plan on doing. Do it consistently. And of course, use your team. And then she talked about, going forward, how we might start having some super Saturdays. So you might start seeing events live actually in your area, and if that's the case, you definitely want to make sure that you leverage those. This is the way of keeping the momentum going, and taking advantage of all the tools and resources that we have there. Okay, so I'm looking at my notes really quick to see if there's any other thing. Um, she also said, of course, make sure you're keeping it simple. Of course, you want to keep it simple. Don't overthink things within this business, right? It's very simple. Explain this opportunity the best way you know, and just have some kind of system in order or agenda in place. And then one of the questions that Sharon asked was how long was Keisha's meeting. She said generally her meeting is maybe an hour long. The presentation is only 30 minutes, right? And one of the things too, another thing that they offered at one of their meetings was, for the people who signed up that night, they got a bonus. They got a getting started training and coaching on how to list your first item. And the getting started training really just went into how do you get started with DS Domination, as far as like where do you go to access the members area, okay, your PayPal account, your eBay, how do you find the Facebook support groups, all those things, so that your new people, when they get started, they're not all over the place. Okay, and then one of the other things she did suggest that you could actually use Facebook to do a graph search, and you can see, all right, who is doing DSD in your state. So my daughter is over there getting crunk, right? So she's about to turn up. So I'm glad that this is like almost over. But guys, definitely post your links to be Gosh, I'm so used to saying post your links below. So post your questions below if you have any questions on how to do an event. I hope, this video, or this a short video, was informational, that you got some nuggets from it. I'm looking forward to seeing, you guys go out there, create events, change lives. She's also going to let me know who her graphic designer is for creating flyers. And I also know two people as well too that are good with creating flyers for your events, so you can start promoting those. Okay, and I think that is it. We're gonna wrap it up. Post the, like I said, post questions below, and we'll go from there, guys. This is definitely like a recap from those who weren't able to make it onto the live call. It wasn't recorded, and I hope that I, pretty much covered, all the bases. All right, see you in the next video, and have an awesome evening.